Welcome to our channel, where history meets coin collecting. In this episode, we're uncovering the story behind some of the rarest Lincoln Memorial pennies ever minted, highlighting what makes them unique and highly sought after. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see why these pennies continue to captivate collectors and enthusiasts alike. If you've ever wondered which coins from the early 1960s are worth paying attention to, the 1962 USA 1-cent D penny is a notable example. At first glance, it looks like any other penny in circulation, but collectors know that certain details make it stand out. The D mint mark shows it was produced at the Denver Mint, giving it a specific place in American coin history. In 1962, the United States was going through a period of change. Everyday coins reflected the design standards and minting practices of the time, and the Lincoln cent was already an established fixture. The obverse shows Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design by Victor David Brenner that had been in use for more than 50 years by this point. The small d under the date tells the story of where it was made, and for collectors, that small mark can make a big difference. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design appears, replacing the earlier wheat ears design that had been used for decades. Every line of the memorial, from the columns to the figure of Lincoln inside, was carefully struck, making the coin recognizable and consistent. Even subtle differences in strike depth or alignment can matter to collectors today, helping them identify rare variations. The Denver Mint had a reputation for producing coins with precision, and the 1962 penny is no exception. Each coin started as a zinc planchet coated with copper and was struck under pressure to leave a detailed impression. Minor variations occurred, as with any minting process, and some of these differences have become points of interest for collectors. A slightly off-center strike, tiny die cracks, or faint doubling can make one coin more collectible than another. Collectors often look at condition as a key factor. While many 1962 pennies are still in circulation, coins that have remained uncirculated with full luster are rare. Those in higher grades are particularly valuable. Even a small scratch or loss of detail can change a coin's grade and impact its appeal. Professional grading services provide standards for evaluating these coins, giving collectors confidence when buying or selling. Over time, the 1962 D penny has gained attention not only for its design but also for its scarcity in top condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved can be difficult to find, and collectors around the world recognize their significance. The coin's story is also part of what makes it interesting. It was struck in Denver, passed through countless hands, and survived decades with many of its details intact. For those pursuing this coin, it's important to know what to look for. The date, mint mark, strike quality, and surface condition are all factors that affect its collectability. Coins that show original luster, sharp design details, and minimal wear are more likely to be highly sought after. Even small variations, such as die alignment or minor errors, can make a difference in value. In addition to being part of a Lincoln cent collection, the 1962 D penny is also appreciated for its connection to American history. Holding one offers a glimpse into the past, showing what coins looked like during the early 1960s. It's a piece of everyday life from a time that was different in many ways, yet still familiar. Collectors today continue to seek out well-preserved examples of the 1962 D penny. Whether found in circulation, through coin rolls, or at auctions, these coins are considered worthwhile additions for those building a collection. The combination of historical context, mint mark, and condition makes them notable for collectors of all experience levels. After decades of being collected and studied, the 1962 USA 1-cent D penny has proven its value among serious collectors. Coins in excellent condition, especially those that have retained their original luster and sharp details, have reached impressive prices. Today, a high-grade 1962 D penny can be valued at $127,000, showing how much interest and care this small coin has attracted over the years. Owning a coin like this is not just about the value, it's also about having a piece of history in your hands. Each detail, from the D mint mark to the lines of the Lincoln Memorial, tells a story of how coins were made and used during that era. It's a reminder of the care that went into minting everyday currency, and how something so small can hold significance decades later. For collectors, the 1962 penny also serves as a benchmark. It demonstrates the importance of condition, grading, and careful observation. Coins that may look similar at first glance can differ widely in value depending on subtle details. Learning to spot these differences is part of what makes coin collecting both interesting and rewarding. So, if you ever come across a 1962 penny, it's worth taking a closer look. Even if it's just a coin you found in a roll or among other old change, examining the date, the mint mark, and the condition could reveal something valuable. Small details like the sharpness of Lincoln's profile or the clarity of the memorial on the back can make a big difference. Next up, we're taking a closer look at a coin that many pass by without noticing, but for collectors, it holds a special significance. The 1983 USA 1-cent penny might seem like a standard Lincoln cent, yet its details and origin make it an interesting piece for anyone exploring U.S. coinage. The D Mint mark immediately identifies this coin as a product of the Denver Mint, a facility known for its long-standing tradition of precision. While millions of pennies were minted that year, only a fraction have survived in excellent condition. This mint mark is more than a letter, it connects the coin to a specific place, time, and production process. The design remains the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse, crafted by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been in continuous circulation for decades. The lines on Lincoln's face, the details in his beard, and even the lettering around the edge are all aspects that collectors examine carefully. Minute differences in how these features appear from one coin to another can influence a coin's desirability. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial continues to tell the story of American heritage. While many may overlook the tiny figure of Lincoln seated within, collectors notice it. The columns, steps, and inscriptions are struck with precision, and the way the coin was struck at the Denver Mint can vary slightly from one example to another. Variations in strike, alignment, or minor imperfections can make a standard penny a collectible item. The 1983 penny belongs to a unique period in Lincoln cent history. Just the year before, in 1982, the U.S. Mint had made a significant change in composition, shifting from mostly copper to primarily zinc with a thin copper coating. By 1983, this change was fully in effect, meaning this penny represents one of the early years of this new composition. Collectors pay attention to such details because they can affect both appearance and long-term preservation. Condition remains one of the most critical factors for any coin collector. While millions of 1983 pennies were made, finding one in uncirculated or mint state is much less common. The luster, sharpness of details, and overall surface quality determine its grade and appeal. Even minor scratches or discoloration can reduce a coin's collectability, which is why professional grading is often used to evaluate high-value examples. Collectors also examine other subtle characteristics. Some coins may show slight die variations, minor doubling, or very small imperfections that make a particular penny more valuable. Being able to recognize these features is part of what distinguishes serious collectors from casual enthusiasts. Coins that retain their original shine and clarity are especially desirable, as they reflect how the coin appeared when it first left the mint. Beyond its design and minting details, the 1983 penny tells a story of daily life in the early 1980s. It passed through countless hands, exchanged in everyday transactions, yet some examples survive decades nearly untouched. These survivors are the coins that catch the attention of collectors today. Handling or discovering such a coin can spark interest and a deeper appreciation for the history carried by everyday currency. If you ever come across a 1983 penny, it's worth examining it carefully. Check the date and the mint mark, observe the details in Lincoln's portrait and the memorial, and note any unusual characteristics. Even coins that are not in perfect condition can reveal interesting aspects of the minting process and variations that occurred during production. Paying attention to these small details can make a difference in understanding a coin's significance. This coin also fits into a larger picture for those collecting Lincoln cents. It represents a time of change in composition, consistency in design, and careful minting practices. Collecting multiple pennies from this period helps tell the story of how coins evolved and why certain years and mint marks became more sought after than others. The 1983 D penny stands out because it offers insight into both the technical and historical aspects of modern U.S. coinage. For collectors, finding an example that has retained its original luster is always rewarding. It's a reminder that even coins produced in large quantities can become rare over time if they survive in excellent condition. Observing the details, noting the quality, and understanding the coin's context are all part of the experience of coin collecting. And now, for the final reveal, the 1983 USA 1-cent D penny, in a high-grade condition, has a current value of $72,000. This value reflects not just the rarity and condition of the coin, but also its place in the Lincoln cent series, its minting history, and the careful preservation by collectors over the decades. Even after the value is noted, the coin remains more than a monetary item. It serves as a piece of history, a window into everyday life in 1983, and an example of the Denver Mint's precision. For anyone who enjoys coin collecting, this penny is a reminder of how details, preservation, and careful study can turn a common-looking coin into something noteworthy. So, the next time you come across a 1983 D penny, it's worth pausing to examine it. Even if it looks ordinary at first, understanding its mint mark, condition, and design can reveal why some coins from this year are highly valued. Observing these details, preserving them carefully, and learning about the history behind the coin adds depth to any collection and highlights why this penny continues to attract interest from collectors today. Let's move on to a coin that often goes unnoticed in everyday change but has caught the attention of collectors, the 2006 USA 1-cent D penny. At first glance, it may look like any other penny, but subtle features make it a coin worth examining, especially for those paying attention to mint marks and condition. The D under the date signifies it was minted in Denver, connecting it to a facility renowned for its consistent quality. The obverse continues to feature Abraham Lincoln, the familiar profile designed by Victor David Brenner. Even more than 100 years after its introduction, the Lincoln portrait remains detailed and sharp in high-quality examples. On the 2006 D penny, collectors often focus on the definition of Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the overall strike. Any variation in these features can distinguish one coin from another in terms of collectability. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that has been part of the cent series for decades. Tiny details, such as the columns, steps, and Lincoln seated inside, are carefully observed by collectors. Even slight differences in strike or minor imperfections can make a coin more interesting, while sharp, well-preserved examples are highly sought after. The composition of the penny is also noteworthy. By 2006, pennies were made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. This affects the color, weight, and long-term preservation. Coins that have maintained their copper finish without significant wear are especially valuable to collectors who focus on condition and appearance. Condition plays a critical role in the appeal of this coin. Although millions were produced, finding a 2006 D penny that has never circulated or retained its original luster is uncommon. Even minor scratches, discoloration, or handling marks can impact its desirability. This is why collectors carefully inspect coins, sometimes using magnification to identify the smallest details that indicate uncirculated quality. Collectors also pay attention to the quality of the strike. The clarity of Lincoln's profile, the sharpness of the memorial, and the edges of the coin all contribute to how it is valued. Small differences, such as tiny die marks or faint doubling, can make a difference between a standard coin and one that stands out to a collector. The 2006 D penny is also part of a larger narrative of the Lincoln cent series. While it belongs to the modern era of zinc-based cents, it reflects the continuation of long-established design traditions and minting precision. Comparing it to other years, mints, or even coins of the same year can highlight differences that are meaningful for collectors. If you happen to come across a 2006 D penny, it's worth taking a moment to study it. Observe the date and the mint mark, look at the detail in Lincoln's face and the memorial, and note the coin's overall condition. Even small variations in the surface, strike, or alignment can reveal whether a coin is more collectible than it appears. Collectors often include this coin as part of broader Lincoln cent collections. Its production in Denver, combined with the modern zinc-copper composition, makes it an interesting example for those studying coins from the 2000s. Collecting multiple coins from this era provides context for understanding design consistency, minting quality, and the subtle differences that can affect a coin's appeal. One of the most important aspects for collectors is preservation. Coins that have maintained their original luster, free from circulation wear, are rare. High-quality 2006 D pennies stand out because they preserve both the details of the design and the quality of the minting. Proper storage and handling over the years have ensured that some examples retain almost all of their original appearance. After careful observation and study by collectors, the 2006 USA 1-cent D penny in top condition has a current coin value of $32,000. This value reflects not just the rarity and condition, but also its place in the Lincoln Cent series and the attention it has received from collectors who appreciate modern pennies in exceptional state. Even beyond its coin value, this penny represents a link to everyday life in 2006. It's a small piece of history, a reminder of consistent design, and a demonstration of the Denver Mint's precision. Coins like this offer collectors a chance to connect with both the process of minting and the broader story of American currency. So, the next time you handle a 2006 D penny, consider examining it closely. Look beyond its face value and appreciate the details that make it collectible. Observing the strike, mint mark, and condition can reveal a story that stretches far beyond the change in your pocket. It's a coin that quietly reflects history, craftsmanship, and the dedication of collectors who preserve these pieces for the future. Consider the journey this coin has taken since leaving the Denver Mint. It may have passed through dozens of hands, traveled across the country, and survived countless transactions. Each of these pennies that remained in good condition is a quiet survivor of everyday history. Next up, we turn our attention to a modern coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but has caught the interest of collectors, the 2017 USA 1-cent P penny. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small p on the obverse, this penny is part of the ongoing Lincoln Cent series and demonstrates how even modern coins can hold significance. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design by Victor David Brenner that has been part of American coinage for over a century. In 2017, this familiar portrait continued to represent stability in U.S. coinage. Collectors often examine the sharpness of Lincoln's features, the clarity of the lettering, and the placement of the mint mark, even on these modern examples. Subtle differences in strike quality can make a coin more interesting. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial remains the central design, showing the fine details of columns, steps, and Lincoln seated inside. Though these details may appear small, they are important to collectors. Minor variations in the strike, alignment, or surface quality can affect a coin's appeal. Well-preserved pennies from this era can show crisp lines and full detail, while circulated examples may exhibit wear and loss of clarity. The 2017 P penny also reflects the modern composition of U.S. cents. Like its predecessors since the early 1980s, it is primarily made of zinc with a thin copper coating. This combination gives the coin its characteristic weight and color while also influencing its durability. Coins that maintain their original shine and copper finish are particularly attractive to collectors. Condition remains a key factor in assessing coins from this period. While millions of 2017 P pennies were produced, examples that have never been circulated and retain their full luster are less common. Even small scratches, discoloration, or handling marks can affect how a coin is viewed by collectors. Paying close attention to these details ensures the finest examples are recognized. Collectors also examine other characteristics, such as die marks or minor variations in strike. Even in modern minting, subtle differences occur that can make one coin more interesting than another. Coins with perfect surfaces, sharp details, and well-centered strikes are particularly admired. The 2017 P penny is also part of a larger story. While it represents the continuity of Lincoln's portrait and the memorial design, it also reflects the precision and consistency of modern minting at the Philadelphia Mint. Studying coins from this era allows collectors to understand production standards and appreciate the care involved in minting even everyday change. Collectors often include this penny as part of broader Lincoln cent collections. Comparing it with other years, mint marks, and conditions helps illustrate how coins evolve while maintaining design consistency. The 2017 penny contributes to this narrative, showing both the heritage of the Lincoln cent and the quality of modern coin production. High-quality examples of the 2017 penny are increasingly admired. Coins that have retained their original luster, sharp details, and perfect surfaces are relatively rare compared to those that have circulated. Preservation and careful handling are key to maintaining these qualities. Collectors pay attention to such coins because they represent the best examples of modern minting. Even though it is a recent coin, the 2017 penny demonstrates that modern issues can have significance. Its design, condition, and minting origin make it interesting to both novice and experienced collectors. Observing its details and understanding its place in the series enhances appreciation for the ongoing Lincoln cent collection. So, the next time you handle a 2017 penny, take a moment to look at it closely. Check the date and the mint mark, notice the details in Lincoln's portrait, and observe the clarity of the memorial on the reverse. Coins that have been well preserved can offer more than just familiarity, they reflect the care taken in production and the potential to be a noteworthy part of a collection. Even in modern circulation, a coin like this can be a special find. Well-preserved examples are admired for their clarity and quality, and subtle differences in strike or condition can make them stand out. Observing these details allows collectors to appreciate the craftsmanship and continuity of the Lincoln cent series. Over time, a 2017 penny that has been carefully preserved can become a valuable part of a collection, potentially worth thousands of dollars to those who focus on quality and condition. Its significance comes not only from its age but from the combination of design, production, and preservation that makes it interesting to collectors today. Owning a 2017 penny in excellent condition is a reminder that even modern coins can hold historical and collectible importance. By paying attention to the details, the mint mark, and the strike, collectors can enjoy coins that are both part of everyday history and part of a series that continues to be admired worldwide. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting updates. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. We truly appreciate your support and can't wait to share more amazing stories with you.